Hello, Miss Clater. How are you?
Hi, good.
Good. I'm Abby. I'm with the Occupational Therapy Assistance Program at Nashville State. Welcome to our first telehealth assignment.
Thanks.
And today I wanted to do an evaluation on your work site or your study site at home. And I just want to tell you about the process today. We're just going to look in the area, your studying process, and then how your computer's set up, your lighting, and all that good stuff. And just to remind you, this is a recorded session, only for me, my supervisor, and maybe some health professionals if needed. And the first thing I want to do today is I want to get your phone number just in case we. Okay. Okay.
416.
Just in case, do you have a pen and paper?
I will go grab that. Give me just a second. Okay.
Okay. You ready for my phone number?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 615-962-5844.
Okay.
All right. I'll probably be writing some notes during this session, so if you see me writing anything, that's what that is. And before we really begin, I'd like to get your verbal consent that I have your permission to perform this session.
Yes.
Perfect. And do I also have your permission to record this session for my use, my supervisor, or any other health professionals?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you. And if any point in this session you feel uncomfortable, just let me know. We can stop and do it in person if needed, okay?
Okay.
All right. And do you have any questions before we begin? Does all that make sense?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. Well, I want to begin with your study area, if you please. I'd like to see your area that you use to study. If you could pan out just a little and let me see your area there.
I will actually flip the camera for you. So I study at my kitchen table.
Okay, great.
I guess it's my dining room table.
Uh-huh.
Most of my over here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's your book stack.
Okay. And I usually keep my backpack there too and charge my computer there.
Okay.
Sometimes I sit here too instead.
Okay.
It just depends on if I have to charge my computer, I might sit there a little bit closer.
Gotcha.
Move around a little bit.
Okay, and it looks like the area, the route to your space there is pretty wide, wouldn't you say,
Yeah.
from the door? Okay, looks pretty wide and pretty clutter-free, is that? And you don't have any worry of tripping or falling or anything in that area? You have any issues on the floor? Okay, just some of your bags on the floor, but that doesn't look like a big issue.
Yeah, it's usually in the corner there.
Okay. All right, let's see. Now, when you're studying, do you ever take breaks or stretch or move around?
It honestly depends on the day. Some days I am good about taking a break every maybe 50 minutes. Sometimes I'll set myself a timer. I don't do it consistently, and then I'll stop at 50 minutes and do some stretches or some sit-ups. Or I have a lot of trouble focusing if I work too long while I'm sitting, but I don't do that every day. There are some days where I work 4 hours straight until late at night and realize that I haven't moved at all. So it just depends on the day, honestly.
Okay, I understand. So sometimes it's 4 hours, sometimes it's 50 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you find that you work on an average number of projects within that time?
Yeah, it depends. I'm always working on more than one assignment. So
Mm.
I probably get two done before I take a break. Um, Unless I make myself take a break, I can
Okay.
work straight through a couple assignments.
Okay. What would you say is the average length of time on each project?
Um, I mean, all of our assignments are really different. So, if it's just some kind of typed assignment, maybe an hour. Um, if it's a project, like a bigger presentation or a paper, that can take more than one day. But
Mhm.
it really just,
Several hours at least then
yeah.
on session. Okay. Well, let's see. How long would you say that you're seated then during, say, a regular study session at night, or does it just depend?
It can be, if I'm working really hard, I could probably sit for 3 hours.
Gotcha. And do you find you have any pain during that time, or do you start to feel any areas with pain?
Yeah. My neck and my
Mhm.
shoulders
Yeah.
start to hurt a lot, and I find that my neck muscles are really tight.
Gotcha. Tight shoulders. Okay. It looks like you do use a laptop computer. If you could somehow, I'd like to see your posture as you're sitting at your study area there, just to see how it works.
I shouldn't have turned it that way.
Hmm.
What I'm gonna do is set you up on a chair.
That'd
And
be
let me
nice.
know.
Perfect.
Can you see everything? Okay.
Yes, I can see.
So I normally
Excellent.
do this. This is how I type.
Gotcha.
Arms
Your
bent.
feet, your feet are pretty much on the floor.
They're close. They don't quite hit my heels don't hit the floor, but my toes do.
Gotcha. Okay. Almost on the floor.
I do have a little trouble crossing my legs sometimes, just under this table.
Hmm.
So that can get a little bit.
Uncomfortable. Okay. And do you usually use a laptop for your study sessions, or do you find you read a book most of the time, or is it mostly your laptop?
It depends. I use my laptop more than I do my textbooks, but I do read textbooks as well.
Okay. It looks like you're kind of looking down to see your monitor. Is
Yeah,
that right?
yeah.
Okay. I gotcha. See what else? You keep most of your study materials nearby, your books, pens, such like that?
I usually do. Most of it is over in this corner that I showed you.
Okay.
Occasionally, I will need to run upstairs to get a highlighter or something like that.
Hmm.
Extra stuff in my room, but
Okay.
that's not typical. Like, I really have everything I need.
Okay. But you find that you have to get up and go get a book sometimes, take a quick walk.
Yeah, I usually, if I have like an item that I need, I usually, if I'm taking a break, I'll grab it then.
Okay, I gotcha. All right, and let's see, your computer there, is it pretty much, right in front of you, would you say?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
And do you happen to use a mouse with that laptop?
just the one on here.
Okay, just the touchpad?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. All right. That chair you're using, it's not particularly adjustable, would you say?
No, it's just a dining chair. It's
Okay.
got like a little bit of a dip in it.
Mm-hmm. Oh
Um,
yeah.
and it's got a curve, so it actually kind of is nice on my back sometimes. It's pretty sturdy, but there's no, yeah, I can't adjust it when there's no like armrests or anything like
Okay. I see that. And do you find when you're working, does your back actually touch the chair or do you usually lean forward a little?
that. It does sometimes. If it does, my feet don't hit the floor though.
Mhm. Okay. Gotcha.
I usually don't sit all the way back in it. I find I tend to like lean forward more.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see. And you don't have any armrests, it looks like. Well, I think the last thing I'd like to look at is your lighting. I think I see one right above your workstation there. Is that correct?
Show you. So this is pretty much the only lighting that I have.
Okay.
Just got one light bulb.
Okay. That looks pretty direct lighting though.
And we have that over there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Um, during the day, I can usually see really well because
Yeah, it
the
looks like you have a
here,
window behind you.
so
Uh-huh.
these are screen doors. And that gets a lot of daylight.
Mm-hmm. Well, does that cause a glare for your computer sometimes?
I haven't noticed that it does.
Okay. Noticed. And you say you sometimes sit in that other chair, so I assume you wouldn't have a glare at that other chair.
Yeah, I'm sitting here, I don't see any glare at all.
Okay. That's good. Oh. All right. Well, I think that might be the all I needed to see today. I just wanted to make sure we go ahead and plan for our next session, in which I will give you some suggestions as to what I saw for your workstation today. How does Saturday the 29th at say 5:30, how does that work for you?
That's great.
Okay. Okay. Well, I will email you that just so we'll both have confirmation of it in writing. And is there anything else you want to tell me about your workstation or your study sessions that you have today? Any other questions, perhaps?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay. Well, thank you for inviting me to your home. I suppose I will see you then Saturday, and we'll go over anything else we need to do Saturday, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Clater. Bye bye now.